Good morning at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time in Florida on, hell, I don't even know what day it is, Wednesday now. And I think it's the 15th or 16th. No. Yeah, I don't even know what time it is or what day it is. I think it's Wednesday. Halfway through. Holy crap. What an experience helping out down here. Oh my goodness. So the volume of people needing help is so high. And like I've said it before publicly, I don't know that I've said it in a podcast or a video. Like just because a disaster happens doesn't mean that, you know, people's perceived need for an emergency room stops, right? Like people are still going to have heart attacks. People are still going to have strokes. People are still going to break bones. And all of those things that people traditionally need an ER for, like it just doesn't stop because a disaster's happened. Now, that also applies to, you know, people that have the sniffles, people that, you know, use the ER for their primary care. Like, just because a disaster happens doesn't mean that the need for the ER stops. So my shifts are from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., which is weird for me. It's not really good or bad. It's still a 12-hour shift, but it's a lot. There's a lot of volume. Sunday night was my first shift, and they had an entirely full ER, beds in the hallways, chairs in the hallways, chairs in the waiting room. It was pure pandemonium. Monday night, so Sunday night I don't even know how many we saw as a department. Like I haven't been keeping track of that even as a guess. I know that at the end of the shift, we were holding 64 or 65 for admission. When we got back on Monday night, there were 34 waiting for admission. So day shift managed to clear out a bunch. Monday night, I think we only had 15 or 20 waiting for admission. And then last night, we were able to completely clear out the waiting room. So by the time I left at 7 o'clock or 7:30 this morning, there was nobody sitting in the waiting room. There was nobody waiting for treatment. There was nobody waiting for admission in the waiting room. We were still holding probably 15 or so for admission, between 15 and 20 for admission in the hallways and in overflow beds. So, and that means that they had probably 40 total in the ER at the end of the shift last night. According to my watch, I'm averaging anywhere between 12 and 14,000 steps a day, or during a shift rather. Um, just the teamwork and the amount of help and the amount of camaraderie that everybody is showing each other is phenomenal. Anytime anybody has a spare minute, somebody's walking around like, hey, can I do something for you? Can I get you something? Can I, like, do you need to go pee? I went, okay. I walked around and, just checking on nurses and saying, hey, can I do anything for you? And this one nurse, young gal, looked at me and she looked at me directly and she goes, go pee. And I'm like, holy balls, I need to go pee. And I went pee. I went to the bathroom and I went to go pee. So, and I came back and immediately I said, all right, your turn, go pee. And she ran and went to go pee. And like, it's little stuff like that that has, it has given me great faith in people that I work with and in humans in general. Some of these nurses didn't get their power back. Some of these staff members, some of these people didn't get their power back until the afternoon yesterday. They have been living for a week without power, without AC, without some of them without heat. It's gotten down into the low 60s at night, and folks are wearing jackets and sleeves, and I find it comical. I come from a winter state, like 60s is shorts weather. Like, I'm still wearing shorts and a t-shirt when it's 60 outside. So they're down here freezing to death at 60. But the fact remains, like, these people have been running their lives without a lot of modern convenience in their homes for a week now, and still coming to work, still being pleasant, still doing their jobs damn well, and always, looking for the next thing to do. These first few shifts, I've had a couple of excellent charge nurses that took us outsiders under their wing and have shown us the ropes, and really, like, when we need help, they're there. They've taught us their processes and their systems, and we're sharing ideas and we're sharing stories with each other. And like, there's stuff that I'm going to take back to my home hospital and work on, like, try to make that a thing. And then, I would hope that there's some stuff that I've shared that they think the same. They're like, wow, I'm going to take this back to my people, to my management, to my leadership, and say, like, this is something that we need to make a thing. This has been so hard and so tiring. From the time, like, you pull into the parking lot, you get out of your car, and you're automatically at work. Like, you're automatically working. You leave at the end of the shift, and from the hospital to the hotel that they put me up at is a 20-minute drive. I got back to the house, put my head on the pillow, and that was all she wrote. There's just so many people to help. The devastation and destruction, like it doesn't, from the surface streets driving around and the limited driving that I've done, hasn't seemed like a whole lot. But there are obviously some places that are going to take years to recover, that are going to, some of these folks have lost every single thing that they own. And I can't even begin to understand what their lives are going to be like moving forward. I've come to appreciate the company that I work for a lot more. The folks down here, they love the company. They do. And especially after these storms, after these disasters happen. With Milton now, the staff has said, the company is getting better at it. They're getting it right more and more often. The things that they said that they appreciated the most was, before the storm even hit, they had water trucks parked in the lot. They had fuel trucks parked in the lot. The day after the storm, they had laundry services available. They had shower services available. Like the hospital became the refuge for employees. Now, not every employer is able to do that. Not every employer can do that. My employer can. They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation, worldwide corporation. I tease the CFO at my hospital frequently. Benj, if you're listening, I'm so sorry. I've teased him in the past about spending money and getting money and being able to get us stuff and, being able to spend money on employees and on the hospital. And I've teased him. I said, Benj, I'm going to show up one weekend with a metal detector and a shovel, and I'm going to go find that buried treasure in the front yard of the hospital. I am. I can say confidently that there is no buried treasure in front of the hospital. Somebody at corporate headquarters is managing that bank account well and making sure that there is money to spend for stuff like this. Even the simple investment of man hours, the number of people that the company has been able to gather from around the country to send to disaster areas, and that includes North Carolina, is in the hundreds of millions probably. And that's just in man hours. Throw in these emergency contracts, throw in these pre-disaster contracts that they've had just in case. Hundreds of millions of dollars easily. I am I'm grateful. I'm grateful to my company. I've had my problems with the company recently. I have. This does not erase the problems that I've got and the problems that I'm having. It doesn't. It does make me appreciate what the company does when they're able to do stuff and when they say they're going to do stuff. I'm tired, fam. That's all right. I'm going to make it through. It's going to be okay. I'm safe. I'm fed. I'm watered. I'm sheltered. It's going to be okay. I'll check in with you when I can. I love you. Please do all the clicky things like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. I love you guys.